Hello, loves. Hello, hello. Hills here from the Blue Flame. How are we all doing? Welcome to the energies of this very potent and powerful Capricorn Blue Full Moon. I call it the Blue Full Moon because, of course, this is our second Capricorn moon of the year, Capricorn Full Moon. That is our first one happening just as we moved through the solstice. And this one happening at the 29 of Capricorn, the day before the sun alights into Leo. This full moon and the energies that we have been navigating over the past month, and as we move towards the Lionsgate portal of 8/8 and the sun moving into Leo, has been structurally activating. We have been in a portal of energy, a current of energy that my system has likened to on par with the Eris eclipse that we had in April. The energy that we have been navigating has been alive and transformative. And the Capricorn full moon, as it begins to peak on the 21st of July, with the moon at 29 of Capricorn, the sun at 29 of Cancer, is bringing us through the end of the beginning and is aligning with a very, very powerful fixed cardinal grand cross. So the fixed signs can feel very sluggish at points. There's an energy of deep, deep, deep work, working in the subtle realms. Whereas cardinal energy is, let's get up, we need to get moving, we need to get moving, we need to get moving. Part of what this combination of energies with this cardinal grand cross, and I'll get into the players in a minute, is saying we need to get deeper. That drive, that passion, if you will, for beginning something new, for moving forward, is being directed inwards. And one of the ways that this is being templated for us energetically is that at the 29 of Capricorn, the moon is in a mixed sign conjunction with retrograde Pluto at the 0 of Aquarius. So even as the sun on the 22nd shifts over into Leo, the moon will be crossing over into the 0 degree of Aquarius and across Pluto. This mixed sign conjunction between Pluto and the moon, inviting us to dive even deeper, deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, to explore the structure of our emotional and mental planes. Now, remember that Aquarius is an air sign. It is fixed air. So it's connected to our mental body, but Aquarius is also the water bearer, which means that it is the way that we think and how that flows through us emotionally. And with Pluto coming into the depths, retrograde, and revealing deeper and deeper secrets about how what we think and how we feel creates our physical experience. This is the moon at the 29 of Capricorn. We get to experience physically that which we carry deep within us, our unconscious, subconscious ways of being. This is a bright full moon reflecting, pointing a spotlight, a reflective light into that place of our deepest passions, our oldest, most stagnant patterns. One of the physical aspects of this, you may remember from the Cancer new moon video, that Capricorn is very connected to our bones, as Cancer is the marrow of our bones. So as Cancer, Sun, 29 degrees, the outward expression of our being, connecting in with the watery lunar energies at the 29, at that completion point of this exploration, our marrow physically seeding more information, our blood flowing through our bodies into the bones, into the structure, into our joints. And one of the ways you may feel this is actually through some pretty powerful joint or bone discomfort. Joint or bone discomfort. The sensation that your bones are literally being restructured, retrofitted, might be part of it, especially the backbone, the shoulders, the neck, and the area of your skull in particular. But the hips are a big one as well. If this is the case, you may find that adding some magnesium to your diet, or working with things like activated charcoal and sea moss, Epsom salt baths could be really helpful if you're experiencing this sort of physicality. I can say I absolutely am, but my journey through the Yucatan, you may notice I'm in a different place. I am now in Mexico City. My journey through the Yucatan has left me burned, bruised, and bitten, but it was an amazing experience. And there's all kinds of goodies in the members portal about what went on there, and I'm sure to be sharing more. Me feel this fixed cardinal grand cross. Let's go back to that because it's very important. Again, we have the moon at the 29 of Capricorn, that end degree of the structural earthy cardinality. We have the sun at the 29 degree of Cancer, that watery cardinality, moving between the earth and the water, our physicality and our emotions, and the moon coming into contact with the mental plane energies of Aquarius through the retrograde Pluto. We have Hygeia at 2 degrees of Taurus. So on the other side of the Pluto energy, right? In this fixed part of the cross. And on the other side of the moon, in the cardinal air, or I'm sorry, in the cardinal fire, we have Eris, now retrograde at 25 of Aries, conjunct Chiron, who will go retrograde in a couple of weeks at the 23. And these two have been conjunct for a minute, and they will continue to be conjunct for the rest of this Cancer into Leo season. Hygeia is the goddess of hygiene. The symbol of the caduceus is her symbol. Here, you're invited to feel into the restructuring of the backbone, that rod upon which the two snakes intersect that are her symbol, bringing more and more of our light bodies, our crystalline structure, our physicality into crystalline nature, our spirit and physicality into alignment. The white light that we connect into sometimes when we're doing powerful light activation work is an aspect of Hygieus nature. So we can feel this Eris Chiron conjunction inviting us to awaken even more of our true nature as creative beings, And they are across from Arcturus at the 24 of Libra, which is nestled right in between in opposition, Eris and Chiron. Arcturus is that place of deep connection to our soul contracts. So here we get to play with the beginnings and the ends at that 29 degree of Cancer and Capricorn. We get to play with how we began our journey, that chaotic energy of the Big Bang, even as we connect in with Eris. With that white light, that explosive, transformative, healing energy. And here we're invited to experience physically diamond consciousness, to bring it not simply into the mental realm or the emotional realm, but fully into our physicality. And now you can start to feel why we might be experiencing a little bit of discomfort in our joints, in our bones, as we are structurally transforming. So we are structurally transforming. At the moment of this blue full moon in Capricorn, we have this self-same Aquarius at the zero of Pluto at the zero of Aquarius in conjunction with Capricorn at the 29 of the moon. Like, I guess I needed to transpose some language in those. I'm going to leave that because it feels like there's something fun in there for us to play with, making a mixed sign grand trine between the air and the earth. The air, Pluto, the earth, the moon, working in trine with the 0 degree now Mars in Gemini. At the moment of this full moon, Mars comes into the 0 of Gemini, making a conjunction with Sedna, who helps us to connect to farthest reaches of information through the galactic, through the orbit all the way out to the farthest reaches of our solar system, the Oort cloud and the return. Sedna also the deepest depths of the ocean. So you can feel how we are coming into contact with that air and water again, that air and water of Aquarius. Now with Mars and Gemini, we get to play with how do we express our I am? How do we express our passion? And we just had that really powerful Mars-Uranus conjunction that invited us to come into even more embodiment of this I am. This I am, that I am. So here we have Earth, Moon, air Pluto, air Sedna, air Mars. And on the other side, Earth at the 29 of Virgo, Sekhmet. Standing, seated, courageously in power, in the sign of wholeness at that anaretic completion degree of a mutable sign, which invites us to let go of old ideas of perfectionism in our that I am, and find our wholeness as we sit empowered in our being. This is the earth, our bodies, our ability to be embodied, that feminine nature, moving in a gifting trine with the introspective nature of the moon in the deep capacity for holding all of everything that is Capricorn. Here we have the air coming back in with the sign of Libra, our relationships, our connections to that which is around us. And here we have at the 1 degree, Sophia conjunct the Super Galactic Center, taking us not simply to the galactic center of our solar system, but the center around which our solar system orbits. And all of those solar systems, all of those soul systems within our galaxy and all of the other galaxies that orbit the supergalactic center, and all of this orbiting occurring as we are coming into greater and greater contact and capacity to understand our galactic natures. There's that Sedna again. Air, earth, grand trine, inviting us to remember the gifts of our mental bodies and how they interact with our physicality, creating the world around us. And with that Cancer sun, inviting even more of a remembering that our mental body and our emotional body are how we express in the world. The reactions and the actions that we take are generally very related to how we are emotionally and mentally processing the information that we are receiving all around us. I'm going to invite us to feel into that for a moment. That the actions and reactions of our being are generally the result of how we perceive our mental body and how we feel our emotional body. And part of this energy of being seated, fully empowered, is coming into a state of wholeness through allowing a recognition that all of our senses are unique to us. one of the ways I often will share this is I have no idea what the color blue looks like to you. You have no idea what the color blue looks like to me or to anyone else. We can, of course, describe blue, what it looks like, what it feels like to our beings. But because we do not have the eyes of the person standing next to us, the filters, the ideas, the mental processing and the emotional processing and the physical structures, none of us is identical. Even twins are not truly identical. Even identical twins have minor differentiations within them. And because of this, my interpretation of blue may look more like blue-green to you. What I think the sky looks like is not necessarily what you think the sky looks like. When I walk into a room, the things that I alight upon, the first things that I see are likely to be very different than the first things that you see. And when we can remember that everything within us is creating our and filtering our perception, we can start to allow and expand the capacity of understanding that everyone is perceiving uniquely to them. There's so much more happening during this full moon. I want to feel what really wants to come through. I'll share more, of course, in the members portal as I bring through the transmission and the violet blue flame release ceremony over the next couple of days. But we're going to bring things back in by connecting to Eris and Chiron again. I feel like Eris was very loud in that last little piece that we brought through. And this wounding of, if I allow my true expression, my true self, my whole passionate beingness to be alive in the world, will I be abandoned, which is part of the Chiron in Aries wound, is being alighted through a fire grand trine, and it's a tight one. We have Mercury at the 26th degree of Leo during this Capricorn full moon. Mercury helping us to perceive things, to find new ways to be in communication and express ourselves in the world. At that 26th degree of Leo, Mercury and Leo, primal, heart, strong, maybe even a little showy sort of expression of self. An invitation to take center stage in your life. An invitation to take center stage in your life and to allow your full expression. This is that fire trine, and they are Mercury and Leo in trine with retrograde Eris and Chiron in Aries, making a fire grand trine with the Galactic Center. So we have during this full moon, the Super Galactic Center being activated by Sekhmet, the lioness. While we also have the galactic center of our solar system, of our Milky Way galaxy, being activated by Mercury in the sign of the lion Leo. And this is all happening as the moon is in Capricorn, the sun is in Cancer at the 29 degrees, and the sun is getting ready the following day to move into the sign of the lion. There is an invitation here to ignite passion, to feel the fire that burns within you. And as I'm saying this, even as I'm saying this, Venus also in Leo, conjunct Vesta in Leo, is coming through to say, and do not forget that I am in trine to the North Node on this full moon, sextile to the South Node, and square Kali in Scorpio. So we get to find those ways where our passions allow us to slay the shadow aspects of our being that say you need to be smaller, you need to take up less space, you need to hide in the corner, because if you try and show your whole beingness, it's unsafe. So much of Pluto in Aquarius, we're jumping all over the place here, but that's the nature of this energy. So much of Pluto in Aquarius, of the Aquarian age, is allowing your whole unique expression to be in the world, as we allow the whole unique expression of everyone else to also be in the world. So can we feel how so much of that stage is being set now through the energy of this Capricorn full moon? An invitation to get into the deep crevasses of your being, shake loose anything that still has you playing small, so that you can come more fully into loving embrace of your true north path, your destiny path, your north node path, whatever that may be. That shaking piece is how we're going to end today. I talked about how so much of this full moon energy is moving through our physicality, that we might be experiencing joint and muscle and bone pain. Rolling and shaking can be a really good way to move through this. Hip shaking in general can be really helpful for getting into old karmic, deep trauma. So finding those ways to get into your hips and lower back, to release anything. Okay, yes. Black Moon Lilith wanted me to make sure that you know that she is also conjunct the Super Galactic Center. So let that primordial feminine nature rise and explore within your being what that means to you. Explore within your being what allowing the primordial feminine within you to rise means. This is not about sex, by which I mean this is not about gender. It's about energy. And on that note, please do leave me a comment if that calls to you. Share what came through. How does that want to express? Allow yourself to express yourself. If you have not already, please do like and subscribe. Really helps me in all of the ways. If it calls, come on over and check out the Patreon, the Blue Flame members portal space. You can join as a free community member, or you can support, become part of the working circle that we are. I don't know exactly what Mexico City has in store, but the Maya adventure, that energy is definitely still very much alive in that space. And of course, there is the daily draw, which is the Oracle and Tarot card transmissions that have been coming through there. I have a sense that there will be something special coming through as the sun moves into the sign of the lion. At first, I thought it might be on the 22nd itself, but I'm starting to think it might be closer to the 8-8 portal, at which point Mars will be directly across from the Great Attractor. So there could be some really powerful purifications, allowing deep transformation to move through us during that time as part of a live circle. We'll see. We'll see. But definitely come over and check it out either way. It's so wonderful to be with you all in the always. And I will close now with so much and many loves from, through, and beyond all dimensions.